Hello, my very dear Scorpio. I'm doing this reading on the 8th, and it is for the week of the August 11th. However, of course, it won't be for every Scorpio, and it won't be necessarily for that date or for that week. It's going to be when it resonates with you. Scorpio, the first thing that Spirit shows me is the word desire. And then what I see is you standing there, a tree, solid, straight, but you're a person too, and you've got your branches on your hips, like as if you were putting your hands on your hips as a person, standing strong and solid, with that attitude of, oh yeah, and not in an aggressive way, but in a way where it's really clear you are taking a stance. And I feel this is extremely important because I'm getting this for a lot of signs that now is the time to really ground. And being grounded is going to mean different things to different people. So for me, who is an largely earth and water sign, like those are my three key elements. For me, I'm already somewhat grounded. In order to ground more, I need to be more mindful of schedules, structures, frameworks. For my Gemini friend, for her, because she's not still and I generally am, she finds that slowing down and being physically still is part of what really helps ground her. So you, Scorpio, are going to need to find what is relevant for you. Now, as a water sign, you are going to be probably very stabilized by earthy things. So by being in nature, by having your feet grounded, by even perhaps a grounding mat, something of that nature where you have the earth to kind of support the water. Okay, you want that quality of things. So also you can look at Vedic diets and say, what can you do to, help stabilize or balance water, things of that nature. But really what you're going to be looking at is the idea that it is, whatever you do energetically to ground yourself, you know what grounding feels like. It feels as though you are contained within yourself. You know who you are. Your mind is not scattered, running all over the place. You're not going down rabbit holes in thinking. So these are all things that if you find yourself not in that state, then what you want to do is listen to your intuition about what is going to move you into that state. Now, they also showed me something very specific. So it was this image of you with your hands on your hips, but they were saying also, remember, in this position of being grounded and stable, don't forget your desires. Don't forget to, and they literally showed me like the top part of the tree just opening up into the stars. And it's not just sky, it's stars. And I heard desire. And it's that sense of literally like just almost that quality of shaking yourself free and letting your arms, even though you've got arms on your hips, you're also opening up, literally like opening up like a funnel to this beautiful, beautiful blue and bright gold energy that is just flooding into you. And it's not taking you away from your grounding. It's moving into your grounding. So for me, this really is a sign of allowing your higher desires, your deep desires, flow into you in a way where they ground into your physical body and into your physical dimension, manifesting in your physical dimension. Everybody talks about the Lionsgate portal at this time as being a time of major manifestation. And so if you see the two of these things coming together, the grounding in who you are, knowing who you are. Don't freak out when I say that, because some people are going to say, but I don't know who I am. And what does that mean? And what if I lose it? What you can know is this. You can go back to the basics, okay? You are a divine being. You are living in a body. You have a higher conscious mind. You have a high heart. You are connected to universal energies. You are made up of universal energies, and you are here to learn and grow. It doesn't mean that you're always going to be aware of being in that state. It doesn't mean that you're always going to be absolutely, completely in contact with the idea of being in touch with other dimensions, but you can choose when you get discombobulated to remember that that's the structure in which you are existing, in spite of the fact that you might sometimes lose track of it. You can remind yourself that this is the belief you are choosing to operate on. And if that's not exactly your belief, remind yourself of the belief that is good for you, for your heart, that grounds you, that keeps you in a state of well-being and healthy mind and heart and being, okay? This is up for you to choose. It doesn't have to be my model. But it is asking you to remember, Spirit is asking you to remember what your internal truth is that is grounding, that is valuable, that is about well-being and all the good things that we like: compassion, growth, fulfillment, joy. Okay? Now, what Spirit is also saying, sorry, I have to go back to this part. They're saying, please remember to open your mind to this. And when you open your mind to this, they're showing me the night sky and they're showing me the stars specifically. So I believe this is something that they're really encouraging you to do in a night state, in the night, in the evening, because things are quieter than generally cosmically, to open to divine inspiration. And you don't have to open to it in a way where, in fact, they're suggesting don't sit there and wait for divine inspiration. Open to it knowing that the energy is coming to you and it will show up in your conscious mind when it's relevant, okay? You just allow yourself to take the time to imagine this beautiful energy flowing from the cosmos through you, into your body, into your life, into your being. And it is the unifying energy that is bringing mind, body, and soul together for you. Now, what they're also saying, now I can go on, and what they're also saying is this, the cards show this. As we're doing this work, and, Lionsgate portal is supposed to be a time during which great manifestation can happen for everybody. So it's super important at this point in time, again, to stay grounded in the beliefs that you are choosing, that I've just described, and to remember that as you are working to raise your frequency, stuff's going to come up. So the first card that you get is gratitude. It actually was in the wrong pack, and it came up when I was shuffling the other pack. And I was, oh, that's really interesting. Gratitude. So then when I pulled from the pack where it was lost, I got shame. So I find this fascinating because these are like polar opposites. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies that you can experience, okay? It raises your frequency like crazy. Shame is one of the lowest that you can have because shame is an aberrant emotion. It is something that is taught. It is a feeling, a belief that we internalize about not being good enough. It becomes about us and not about a behavior. Usually happens at a point in childhood. And that can stay with us as an aberrant energy, right? So one of the things that will happen is it's a low energy. You've got two. You've got a low and you've got a high. The high will often bring up the low because the low needs to be able to go in order for your energy to really be cleared so that you can continue on. And how can I say this? I'm not sure exactly what you want me to say now. Shame is not joyful. Shame is not the essence of the divine. And so as you are moving more and more towards the divine, the shame must be transmuted. Because letting go of the shame, transmuting the shame, is part of you owning the truth of your divine essence. And that's what I feel you're in the process of doing. Now, this is something that I believe is happening for many of us. Well, it's what's happening as part of a process of owning our true essence. Shame is one of the big things that will come up in that process. And because it's a heavy energy and there is so much stuff going on in the world around us right now, it's very easy for that to be like a tuning fork and bring this up. What we need to do then is bring up the higher energy too, okay? It's an important time to pay attention to your thoughts, to your energy, To any of the voices in your head that come and say, no, you can't have that. If you're dreaming about what you want, if you are actively setting the intention to create new things in your life, or even if you find yourself not actively trying to create things, manifest things, but instead what you find yourself is having memories of all the times that you were shamed, that you were embarrassed, all the naysayers in your life, all the people who said no, you can't do that. Notice them coming up and challenge them and go, yeah, no. And notice the choices that you make about whether or not you just roll with it and let it be true, or whether or not you challenge it and only say, you know what? No, I'm going to say yes to myself. And this why not who says card, who says so, take note of what and who they are, but then say yes to yourself. And then you've got the say yes to yourself, and then you've got notice your choices. So this week, my lovely Scorpios, please be aware of that beautiful purpley mauve gold energy. Allow it to flood you, knowing that it's grounding you in the truth of who you are, and it's bringing that divine creative energy into your life. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to any ideas that come up that are about being limited. Spirit, and the feeling that I'm getting from Spirit is almost, what's the word I want to use? It's so passionate about this that this is the time for you to really, really, really pay attention and to allow yourself to be flooded with that divine wisdom and that divine guidance and that divine energy that is cleansing and unifying all these wonderful different parts of you so that you can manifest, and that while it's really great to know what it is you want, please always remember when you are setting an intention, the safety phrase is this or something better, right? Because sometimes people get stuck. What if I try to create this and it's the wrong thing for me? Well, you can put your passion into it and the emotion into that creation, and then always say this or something better. That leaves your guides, your angels, your higher conscious mind. You're giving that up. You're not forcing it with your personality. You're saying, this is what gets my enjoyment and my emotions going, and this is what I think will make me happy. But what the thing is you're really doing is you're looking for the happy. You're looking for the emotion, the happy, the fulfillment, the whatever it is. That's what you're looking for. So this intention that you're setting, this goal that you're setting, whether or not it is it or not, it's the feeling that you're looking for, and that's what you're allowing Spirit to work. You're just using that as a focal point for that energy and for the idea of change and direction. Okay? So this or something better, Scorpio, because trust me, Spirit wants to give you the best. Okay? Purple and gold for you this week, my loves. Don't let, there was a phrase that I heard, and there's swearing in it, so I'm going to modify it. Don't let the bad guys get you down. That's where that stance is. So whatever's coming at you on the earth plane, it was like, no. I had a great teacher once, and I think I've said this at one point on one of these readings, and it was, I'm doing a great job now and I can't come down. So when you are elevating your energy and you feel like people are trying to get at you and chewing at your ankles, purple and gold for me, connecting with higher conscious, letting divine energy flow through me and transform my life into something magnificent. I'm not going to let you take me down. I'm not getting down in the mud with you. I'm doing a great work now, and I can't come down. Take care, Scorpios. Much love.